let me say it this way, you play how you practice. And we had 4 of the best days of practice for anybody that's come. 4 of the best days of practice with our attention to detail, how we prepared. The guys were into it. The intensity was high, and it's why we started the way we were started. Unfortunately, we weren't able to sustain it. And whether that was because of the foul trouble, where you have 3 starters out of the game for the majority of the first half, you lose basically a big presence like Kareem to basically he got 12 minutes because he was in foul trouble for the majority of the time of the game. But at the same time, you know, I told our guys, one game, win or lose, this early in the season does not make or break a season. Does not make or break a season. Now, disappointing for all of us because of how hard our guys worked and prepared. You know, and our guys understand that. And we just got to keep working, got to keep getting better, and we got to get healthy going out to Anaheim because we got some guys that are banged up and nicked up. So.
You're a veteran team coach. How does that show in the game? How did they show?
Well, they're kind of in the same boat as we are, and that they've got veteran pieces, but so do we. And at times they played with 2 freshmen or 2 first-year players on the floor, just like we did. We've got to do a better job of when we go to our bench, whether it's through foul trouble or through fatigue. When I sub, we've got to get the level of play has to be sustained or raised. We're up 13, we get some foul trouble. I got to go to our bench. Now all of a sudden the level drops. It can't happen. It can't happen, and that's. Again, you say a veteran club, that's where coming off the bench we got some younger guys. And they got to understand when they come in the game, they don't necessarily have to go crazy and score 30 points, but the level of intensity, that's what got us out to that lead so early. Not what we were doing on offense. We were doing a great job defensively. Then as I sub, as we have different combinations on the floor, our intensity backed up, and they were able to run their stuff and execute their offense. So, you know, either way, I don't think that had an effect on the game.
When the guys were in here, Stephon was just talking about it starting already, where other teams obviously are going to try to shut him down. He's saying they're denying him, and when he got the ball, doubling him and everything. And Gabe was just saying, you know, the younger guys have to step up. Is that basically what you're saying as well? Even when you did have your starters, that maybe the younger people just weren't being the go-to people in the hand team?
Well, it's what has to happen is when they take away our first, second option, when guys have open looks, got to be prepared to shoot the ball. I mean, we had guys tonight that we were turning down shots to drive into 3 or 4 guys to do something that wasn't there. The shot was there. So guys have to, when they get open looks, they got to be willing to take them and make them. Now, at the same time, I thought, you know, for Stephon, he got some good looks in the second half. Sometimes it's just not going to be his night. They're not always going to go down. Well, that's where other guys have got to do a better job of picking him up. Same thing for Randy. I thought Randy had some great – I mean, how many times did he get to the basket where that ball got on that rim and rolled out? But it's the other guys, when they take away those first, second options, when they get open looks, they got to be willing to take that shot and make that shot. And whether you're a sophomore, freshman, or a senior, it's not an excuse. You got to be a basketball player, and you got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Do you think also there was like a turnaround where it seems like you guys came within 3 around the 4-minute mark, and then there was a couple calls that if they'd gone your way, you guys were going to take the lead, that it went their way. Do you think emotional turns like that are something these young players aren't able to handle quite yet?
I think that's a big part of it because I talked to our guys before the game. Part of what I talked to them about in my pregame talk to the guys was how are you going to handle adversity, because it's coming. I mean, everything to this point has been kind of how we wanted it to go, but when you get against better competition, adversity is coming. How do you handle adversity? And I talked about these scenarios. Whether you get in foul trouble, whether you think it's supposed to be there or not, how do you handle that adversity? How do you come back from that? Whether you do something that hurts us and I get on you, how do you handle that adversity? How about this scenario I talked about? How about if we jump out to a big lead and they come running back, charging back at us? How do you handle that adversity? Didn't handle it too well tonight. So we've got some pieces that have got to grow up in a hurry and understand the situations, because with the foul trouble, guys got opportunities tonight. And some guys were good, some guys were just okay. You know, and then when Julian got hurt, it was about 7, 8 minutes left in the game when it was still, 2, 3, 1-point game. You know, we had to go, you go from your experienced point guard that runs the show, that has composure, to Blaze, who did a very good job tonight, I thought, except for he was in a situation for the first time at this level where he had to handle the ball, make decisions as a point guard, and late in the game he had some costly turnovers. But that's not what, at the end of the day, that's not what cost us the game. What cost us the game is when they went small. They went small, and we had to go small with them. It took away a little bit of our advantage, and they were able to take advantage of some of our switching and get to the basket. So.
You guys shot 59% from the free throw line. Are you happy with it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I tell my guys all the time that, this is a very unselfish team. There's a couple guys that got to learn shot selection at times that just got to keep getting better at. But there's a couple areas I want this team to be selfish in. I want them to be selfish when they go to that foul line. Be selfish when you go there. Make them all. Rebounding the ball. Be selfish rebounding the ball. Go get every rebound. I mean, there's a few areas I want them to be selfish in. And tonight we got to the foul line. We did not take advantage of those of the foul shots and didn't knock them down.
Do you know the status of Julian's health right now?
I don't until I talk to time. I mean, we got the ball close to that rim. Just missed a lot of chippies that we normally make.
How happy are you with those fans?
Fans were great. Crowd was great. I thought they were into it. Just, again, disappointed for our crowd that they come out on a game like this and we weren't able to finish it. So they couldn't see us win on a game like this. But, again, this is a young team. We're getting better. We got some guys that got to grow up, and we're still, developing the chemistry and all that stuff. So stay with us, be patient, because this is going to be a very good team. Good. Thanks, guys.